welcome back to my channel. Well, today's the day we're going to actually edit the bass on the FR-1x. Now, here's what I want to do with the editing. We're going to edit 1A, 2A, and 3A. So we're going to edit the turn on. And here's what we're going to do. On 1A, we're actually going to put a iFolk accordion. On 2A, we're going to leave it as a classic. And on 3A, we're going to put a studio accordion on. Now, and I know this is probably going to be a little confusing right at the moment, but once we get into it, you'll see. The reason I'm going to leave the classic on the 2A is we're actually going to change the reed configurations. So we're going to basically do a 16-8 and 8-4 reed configuration. That happens to be pretty similar to what 2B is on the turn-on set. So it'll be kind of a cute little comparison. But anyway, I'm going to get in. We're going to change the camera view. I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to go through the actual editing. Then we're going to come back. We're going to put it into the accordion, and then we're actually going to test the results. So, be back in a moment. I'm back, and I'm sharing my screen with you. This is the folder that I created specifically for this demo. So the only piece of software in there right now is the actual FR-1x editing software. So I'm going to double click on that, and the FR-1x has come up, and by default it's the concerto accordion. And what we're going to do is we're going to change the registers for the bass side on the 1A, the 2A, and the 3A. And I'm going to actually change the name so when we go back in and we bring this in, just so you can see what happens in the 7X software. So let's delve into it. So we're going to go in, and here is the bass section. We're going to edit it, and we're going to change the name. Again, this has nothing to do with the sound, just something to show you where I had talked about how you can use the 7X software, and just to show you where this is going to show up. So we're going to call this 1A. There's 1A. So we've changed the name. And what we're going to do is we're going to make this a 16. So we're going to turn the 16-foot reed on. We're going to have the 8-foot reed on. And we're going to do the 8-4 as a bass and chord. You see how it's turned on over here. Now we're going to turn the other two off, the 4 and the 2. Okay, so we're doing a 16 and 8, and then the 8-4 for the bass and chord. Now, since this is 1A, I believe I said we were going to make this the iFolk accordion, so you can hear what it sounds like. So we're going to turn iFolk on, and we're just going to turn everything to iFolk accordion, just so it's consistent. Again, you know, this is an art form. You get to play with these however you want them. These two, okay, the 4-foot, we don't care because it's off. Same with the 2. The button noise, let's change that, just so we get everything consistent. The growl will make that also the iFolk. We're not going to change anything with the bellows detune. Now, volume, we're going to turn the 8-foot reed all the way up. I'm sorry, that was a 16. We're going to turn the 8-foot all the way up. And we're going to take the chord, and we're going to add a lot more punch to it. So we're going to take it all the way up to, I don't know, let's make it 30. You know, maybe let's do 25 on it. Okay, and we're going to keep all the ones we changed. The volume's the same, so whatever we pick here, we'll keep. So let's do that. That one is now done. Now we're going to say save. So it is now saved. That register is saved. Now I could use next register and go down, but I want you to see where they're coming from. So I'm going to close this. Notice it has changed the name. It's now 1A. We're going to come down to 2A, and we're going to change it. Notice the 2B is the 16/8 and 8. Well, it's an 8/4. So it's very similar. So actually, it's exactly what we're doing, but it's going to be the classic without any edits. So we're going to edit the 2A section now. So 2A, click edit, pull this down so you can see it in the center. We're going to change the name here because we're simply going to call it 2A. We want the 16 on. We're going to keep the classic. We took the volume to 40. The 8-foot's on. We're going to keep it as classic. Take it to 40. The 8/4 is bass chord, classic. We're going to take it. The other one was 25. We'll take this one to 25 also. The 4-foot reed is off. The 2-foot reed is off. Since this is classic, we'll keep these classic, and we haven't changed anything there. We're actually not changing anything over here in the reverb. We're just going to leave those at 25, 25. So we're not a lot we can change in there. Okay, so that's now the 2A. So we'll save that. Boom, it's now saved. We will close it. It has changed the name. Now we're going to come down to 3A. Now 3A, we're going to make that a studio accordion. Okay. Edit, and again, we're going to change the reeds. We want the 16-foot. We want a studio accordion. And we'll put the volume all the way up. The 8-foot reed we want on as bass, as a studio accordion. And you know, you can mix and match these too if you want. You find something you like, you can mix and match. The 8/4 for the bass and chord, we'll put that as studio. And I believe we went to 25, so we'll continue at 25. The 4-foot reed is off. The 2-foot reed is off. We're going to change the button noise to studio and the growl to studio. Everything's the same. If you look, these have not changed. We just haven't done anything over there. You can always change the reverb and chorus. So if you want it to linger, the reverb will allow it to actually kind of have a sustain to it. But that's kind of what that did. And you can look at the other videos. And here we want to change the name. We're going to call this one 3A. I could spell 3. All right, so we've made all the changes. We're going to click save. The operation has saved. We're good. We can close it. Now we can actually create the set. Create the set. It's telling us we want to create the set between 000 and 999. We'll select 999 for this one, just so it'll be easy to find. Okay, and we're going to call it 999 and save. Operation complete. There you go. Now you can see 999 is over here in the folder that I'm going to use. All right. Now, why did I bother changing these names if it doesn't matter? 1A or whatever. Now, they've used their naming convention by default, tells you what reads are on. Okay. So the whole reason I wanted to do that is let's change the model. We're going to change the model. We're going to take the 7X software. You remember in my last video, I said you could edit it in any one of the softwares. So anyone can edit this. And here you actually have some other items that you can actually change. Okay, well, let's import the set. We're going to import the set we created. So that was the 999. So we're going to open it. Boom, open. So now we're in the 7X editing software. And we've edited the bass. 1, 2, I don't know what that is. Let's see where it put what we edited. Look at that. The default register on the 1X is actually the 5th switch on the bass side for the 7X. Our 2A is the 4th one, and our 3A is actually the 7th one. But if we wanted to edit something in here, okay, if we wanted to edit, let's say the 2A, we could go in and edit anything we wanted in here. Now, if you notice, the 2A, the 16 reed is on, it's classic accordion. The bass is on, it's classic, and it's bass chord and it's classic. Everything is there, and the name is there. You know what? Just to show you, let's take our default, the 1A, because if you remember, in the 1A, we made that the iFolk accordion. Let's see if it's still there as the iFolk. Look at that. Everything is there. It's exactly as we put it. Over here, the beauty is I can send this delay all the way up. I could put it anywhere. I could turn the links on and off. I could change the MIDI. This is all for MIDI the transmission. So this all deals with the MIDI out section. Again, the 1X really can't do much with that. However, if you changed it here and then created the set, it would be there. And I believe I showed that in my last video where we went in and we actually changed the octaves so you could see that it had changed. Okay. Now, I just wanted to show you that just to demonstrate that where the names are, they're different in the different registers on the 7X versus the 1X. But you have 7 bass switches on the 7X. You know what? You have 7 on the 1X also. And you have 7 on the 3X. All you have to do is know how they're named. The same applies to the orchestral, and whether it's treble or bass side, it doesn't matter. Their software was designed with that in mind. They did a lot of thinking before they designed that. Anyway, we've already created a set. We're now going to, again, I'm going to switch cameras, and we're actually going to put these in and see what this sounds like. You know what? Before I do that, let me get out of the software, and I'm going to copy that onto my flash drive. So I'm going to take this guy. I am going to copy it. I have my flash drive in there. I have nothing on it. And I'm going to paste it in there. So now this is actually on my flash drive. All right, let me cut back to the other camera now. We're back now, and here's the flash drive. I'm going to put the flash drive in the accordion and then turn it on. It will go through its setup, and there we are. It's typical accordion. Now, for my Roland, I have the bellows set, so it's actually going to be fixed high, so you can actually hear it. So if I hit a key, you actually can hear it. Okay, so we're now going to put our user set in. We're going to put it into U1. All right, so to do that, we have to get into the parameters. We hold the set switch, parameter list comes up. Unfortunately, it's 37 clicks down, so we're going to use user tab 4 and go 37 down. 1, 2, 3. And there we are at 37 clicks down. We're now UST. That's what we want. We now use register tab 2 to select which set we want to load. We hit it. It's only going to go to 999. That's the only one we have on here. So we hit the enter. It says loading. Or sorry, it's asking us which one do we want to go to. We want U1. You could select any one that you want, but we want U1. So we hit enter. It says loading and then done. We now have the user set in U1. I'm there. Now it's standard accordion. If I want to get into user set 1, I hit set and 4. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. If I wanted 1, I hit 1. If I wanted to go back to the concerto, remember, we've done a video on this, but if you hit set and then 1, you're in set 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, and so on. We actually want U1. And there we are. We're in U1. Okay, I've just turned on the accordion, and I'm just going to kind of demo what we've done. So I've just turned it on. I have to get in to user set 1. We know that's the set and register 4. I am now in user set 1. Now again, I have the bellows set, so I don't have to push them, so it's not an unfair advantage, which is why I have it there. So, you know, I'm not pulling a little harder. It's not going to affect it whatsoever. Okay, so for the demo, we're in U1, and on the registers, I'm in 1A. Remember, we changed 1A, 2A, and 3A. Okay, 1A, and you know what? Let's do the 2A demo first, because 2A is the classic with the change that we've made. Now, really, it should be pretty obvious because we changed the volume. But 2B is that same reed selection, but as it comes from the factory. So let's go to 2B. So here's 2B. That's just 2B, typical classic accordion that you would have. Here's our edit. Should be the same tone, everything should be the same, although we've increased the volume so there's more of a punch there. You get kind of a good punch. All right, so let's see 1A. Remember, that was the iFolk accordion, classic. And finally, studio. So those are the three that we had edited. And again, you can play with the reverb. So if you want a little more sustain there or something, you can play with that. It's an art. This is an art form. Whatever you like, it's all okay. It's your accordion. You get to make it sound exactly the way you want it to sound. All right, so that's the edit there. We could also edit the organ sounds, or sorry, not the organ. Well, we could edit the organ sounds also, but we could also edit the orchestral. So anyway, enjoy, and if you haven't already done so, please hit the like and subscribe. And if you have a specific question, put it down in the comments. Ask the question. It gives me great ideas, and I want to say thank you to the user. And I don't have their permission to use their name, so I'm not going to. But I want to say thank you for asking the question, because I think it was a great question, and hopefully it has helped some people. And along the way, hopefully you learned some tricks with the software. So anyway, again, please like and subscribe, and keep playing.